Hello. Seriously? And welcome back. So today we're here to work on Capricorn female. What has God done for you lately, Capricorn female? We're about to find out. So, Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to your children. Thank you so very much. Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with these readings. Do step in and deliver your messages to your children. Thank you. I don't know, I felt like I had to say that with my face facing the camera. Okay, so Capricorn female, you were wronged. You didn't deserve it. And God said, oh yeah? Don't worry, Capricorn, I got something for them. I'll take this one. I'll handle it. So let's see. Let's get the details of the offense. Some of the details of the offense. The offense, please, Most High. And the karma. This deck is very popular. Yeah. What has God done for you lately? Alrighty then. Let's see, Capricorn female. We don't do chaos, that's chaotic. Let's see. What did they do, Most High? Power is not in my hands. The power is in the instruction. Did you see me wait? I waited to find out, should I split it again? Should I lay them out like this? That's where the power is. It's not in my hands. I just need to clear up this part of my body. It's something weird going on there. All right. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Are you trying to do magic on me? I can feel you. What are you trying to accomplish? Trying to do some magic on me through the computer screen? Through my phone screen? Huh? Oh, that's so cute. That which the enemy meant for evil, God turn it around for good. Always. Let it all work out. Always. You should read the Bible. Pick the sense from any nonsense you might find in it, but you should read the Bible. Okay, so the subject matter. What did they do to you, Capricorn female? Ooh, we got spirit and initiation. Look at that. Look like some magic shit to me. Initiation. So somebody initiated you, that's the crime that they committed against you, or somebody started something. An initiation is like starting something. Yeah. Okay, let's get the details. Don't y'all realize that the more you curse me is the more my life blossoms? I alchemize that negative energy and use it in a positive manner. And the wishes that you have for me, they never get fulfilled, but mine do. This is a reading about karma. And if you've been watching all of them, you'll see that God even serves good karma to people who are in the middle of shady deals. Like Sagittarius female was in the middle of a deal where it was a crookish deal, and her business partners betrayed her, and God punished them for betraying her in this crooked business deal. Do you see the God of justice at work? Even criminals get justice in their shady deals. That's how serious karma is. And if I have not offended you who are trying to do whatever magic that was that you were trying to do on me through the computer screen, through my phone screen, then expect the karma, okay? You're an idiot. Let it all work out. Okay, so Capricorn female. What did they do to you? We got the Book of Shadows, secret. And we have the moon, cycles. Interesting. So something to do with a secret and cycles. Let's look at the underlying issue. The underlying issue, we still got the initiation. Okay. Initiation of magic. I knew this reading would be some creepy shit. We got balance. We're going to bring on all the underlying issue and then interpret, okay? Cloak or concealment. Somebody's shaking. Masculine. Lord or God. The feminine. Lady or goddess. Let's put them right next to each other. Let's put you right next to each other, right? And we got remembrance or ancestors. Earth or grounding. Water, cleansing. Familiar, guardian. Which is hat, power. Wand, intention. And one more. Herbal kitchen, the alchemist. And right after that, we got homeland foundation. And then right after that, we got the awakening. And I must show you the next card as well, because I find it to be very interesting. A rebirth. Starting with some boundaries. Okay. So, secrets, cycles. The subject matter was an initiation. Starting something, kicking something off. Like, okay, so let's see what's going on here. So we have initiation of magic. So the message is secret and cycles. So somebody has been secretly invoking a magical cycle in your life. Something keeps going round and round and round, kind of like a hamster on a wheel. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Okay? And that is the crime that they committed against you. So let's see. We got initiation of magic when it comes to your balance. We got concealment after balance. So it's like they're trying to hide your balance from you. Somebody's trying to remove your ability to be stable from you. So if you found your life has been unstable for a very long time, That's why somebody has been doing magic behind the scenes to destabilize your life. And it has everything to do with a masculine and feminine energy. So this would be your masculine and feminine energy. It has nothing to do, well, if it does have anything to do with a man. Wait, who is this? Capricorn female. Yeah. If it has anything to do with a man, it's very little to do with him. It's more about you. Because we had the balance card and concealment. Then we have masculine and feminine coming out together. So in areas of your life where you're supposed to be assertive and stand strong, this person has used magic to get you to be submissive in your feminine energy. And in areas where you're supposed to be in your feminine energy, this person has swapped it to put you in your masculine energy. So it's like you're arguing and being pushy with people that you have no business being pushy with. So that they swapped it. Okay. So if you're wondering why your life is so topsy-turvy, is because when you're supposed to be hard, you're being soft. And when you're supposed to be soft, you're being hard. And that throws your life out of alignment. Okay? So we got ancestors, remembrance, earth, grounding, water, cleansing. So that's what they have done. But I want to know what the hell the rest of it is. And I'm sure you want to know too, because all these cards came out for a reason. God is saying something. So we got remembrance, grounding, cleansing, guardian, power, intention, alchemist. So there's somebody in your midst, and it could be this reading, okay? But it's saying remember your grounding. So for you to ground yourself, it would automatically cleanse you. Being grounded, it means that when you're supposed to be in your masculine energy, you are. When you're supposed to be in your feminine energy, you are. Okay, so God is telling you, remember. So it's like there's a part of your psyche that you operate from on a normal basis. God is saying, don't operate from that part, because in this spiritual warfare that you are engulfed in, you need to be conscious of the decisions that you're making. You need to be conscious of what is happening around you so that you bypass these traps, these psychological traps that this person has set against you. So if you remember your grounding, so that's being conscious, because you can have something in your memory, but if you're not physically remembering it, it's like it's not there. But when you physically remember, or when you're actively remembering it, it's in your consciousness. So the remembrance card and then grounding coming next to it is saying you need to be conscious of grounding yourself. Okay. Then we got cleansing. That's how you clean up your energy. Then we got guardian, power. So you need to guard your thoughts. You need to guard your actions. That will be your power. And the intention is to alchemize. Remember how I was saying how I come on, I alchemize the energy. People try to send negative energy at me all the time, and I just alchemize that shit. Make me look like a superhero. But nah, it's just alchemizing it. It's taking charge of your own life, taking charge of your thoughts and your actions, being conscious, okay? Being actively aware, okay? Because a lot of us, we operate on what they call it, like that pilot, autopilot. A lot of us, we because we do the same thing, it's like we're so used to our lives that sometimes we're not fully conscious. We're just moving because we've done this so many times. We don't really have to think. But in your situation, there are traps set for you. So you need to be conscious of who you're talking to, how you're talking to them, what you choose to do, what you choose to ignore. Okay? How much energy you choose to put into anything that you deal with. Make sure that you can see reason in what you're doing and what you choose not to do. Understand your actions and your inactions from a psychological standpoint, and not analyze yourself. Okay, go into deep self-analysis. All right. So you have to become your own psychiatrist. And all that takes is for you to speak truth to yourself. See the ugliness that is hidden in your psyche and call it out. And then approach it. And I would suggest that you do it with a prayer first. Ask God to guide you. Okay? On a mission like this. Because sometimes we see things in ourselves and it hurt. Our own like mistakes, our own flaws and stuff like that. When we psychoanalyze ourselves, sometimes we see things and we quickly shut back that door, because it's like it's hurting you to know that you are or have done XYZ. Okay? And sometimes it hurts to the point where it kind of stagnates us. And it makes you afraid to look at the truth of yourself. But if you don't look at the truth of yourself, or the self that this magician has created for you, you'll never be able to overcome it. It will always have control over your actions and therefore your quality of life. Okay? So the intention is to alchemize this everything, make everything work for your betterment. So if the very least that you can get from a situation is to learn lessons, it's working for you. You win. If you can actually make physical changes by these attacks, then that's even better. But at the very least, learn the lessons so you can write a book about your experience, because this is this is the stuff that self-help books are made of. And this is how to basically eradicate a magical spell without casting another spell. You're actually doing it old school. It's like snail mail and email. So you're actually undoing magic in your life, snail mail style. Okay, so just know it's gonna take a while and it's gonna take some effort. It's not like an email where you could just press send and the shit get there in a couple seconds. You actually have to write the letter, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, carry it to the mailbox. The mailman come and take it. It carries it to the sorting office. It goes where it need to go. And then it goes on the plane. And then, or the bus or whatever. And then it gets delivered to where it needs to get delivered to. Then that person has to accept it, open it, read it, and then act accordingly. You see how long that process is? Email, you just type that shit and press send. This is not the battle that you're in. You're in a battle that calls for snail mail kind of action. Okay? So be patient with yourself and be honest with yourself, and you can win this without having to go pay a magician to undo anything, without having to light a candle to do anything, without having to take any spiritual baths to do anything. You can undo the magic with your mind. And let your mind and your actions come into alignment. And once you've conquered that, or once you've mastered that, you'll see. You don't need to ever light another candle to combat any. You won't have to do that type of magic to undo stuff or to do stuff. You learn how to manifest the way I do. Just naturally. Okay? We are the power, because if let's say somebody's doing some kind of magic to you and you're out in the wilderness somewhere, you don't have a candle. Okay? What? You can't get rid of the magic because you don't have a candle, or you don't have any crystals, or you don't have a dream catcher, or you don't have a herbal potion, or you don't have a this, or you don't have a that. You think that because you don't have these things, there's no way that you could possibly escape? No, the mind is greater. In the beginning was the word. Be conscious of the word. In this case, psychoanalyzing yourself. Be conscious of your truth. What are you really feeling? What are you really thinking? What do you really want to do? What should you actually do? What will be the more responsible response to the situation that you find yourself in. That's how you undo spells, by making good life decisions, by being mature. That's how you undo magic. If somebody's trying to do a magic spell on you to get you to date somebody that you know is bad for you, got you in a relationship that's just toxic, you can undo that spell just like that by cutting that person, but you have to be self-disciplined. You have to consciously say, you know what? I have good reason for not allowing this person in my life. And by you doing that, the spell ends. Because how he gonna get in if you don't let him in? You have to let the magic in. And once the magic come in, you have to allow it to reside in there by never approaching it, never looking at it, never actively counteracting it. Because if you know that somebody got a spell on you to make you pushy in situations where you should be submissive, all you have to do is, in that moment when you see yourself about to become like that, and you know the reason for you, the reason why you shouldn't act like that, then all you have to do in that instance is make the choice to not be like that, and you win. One situation conquered. Now next, do it again and again and again. Now you're in a mind frame where you are in control of your own self. That's called self-discipline, self-control. These are how you undo magic. Because a lot of people gonna have ideas of how they want to see your life, and a lot of them have the audacity to actually do things to bring that about, make it a reality. But you have the power, most of all, to not step in those traps by making good life decisions. Simple. That's how you win. That's how you undo magic. Just make good life decisions from a conscious mind. You're paying attention. You know why you're making the decisions, and you have enough courage to make them. And if you don't have courage, you're sensible enough to pray to make those decisions. Because we can't, but God always can. And if we invite God into the situation, then it's God's pleasure to show up, show out, and show off. God loves to show off, you know. God is swaggerific. It's true. God is a show off, and I think it's cute. It's very human-like of God. Yeah, God is cheeky. Just think of humans and all of our different personas. God is all that. Yeah. So let's see. So the intention is to alchemize this magic, undo that shit like Philly, you know, snap your finger. So now we got foundation, awakening. You see? So the foundation is your consciousness, awakening, and that gives you the rebirth. So the last chapter of your life, you being unconscious and just allowing things to happen, it ends and you begin a new chapter, aka rebirth. In this new chapter, you are awake, you are paying attention to the pitfalls and the traps that whoever set this on you, you're paying attention to it. And you're thereby able to sidestep, if not all, most of them. So you allow less chaos in your life. You are now more in control of the trajectory of your life, thereby giving you control of your fate, control of your destiny. Because that's what they're basically doing. They've stolen your destiny, or they're actively stealing your destiny. They're actively changing your fate by encouraging you to make all these blind decisions. Yeah, they're making you make bad decisions. So let's dig in a little bit more. So now, because this part is healing for you, and then we'll get to their karma after. So we got boundaries. respect, union of your masculine and feminine energy, and death, making the transformation, intensification of your prosperity. You see, it changes your fate. It intensifies your prosperity. So if you've been having money issues, it's because of what this person has done. If you've been having bad relationships, it's because of this. You're nice to who you shouldn't be nice to, and you're horrible to who you should be nice to. So once you set these boundaries being you see the trap and you choose to make a healthy life decision by showing respect to yourself. The respect card, because this is all about self. Respect the union. The masculine and feminine energies was representative of yourself. So this union is also the masculine and feminine energy. So once you set the boundaries and you start to respect your masculine and feminine energy by using them correctly, you bring about this change, the death card, and it intensifies your prosperity in every area. So if you have a bad relationship with your children, if you have a bad relationship with your spouse, if you have a bad relationship with your boss, if you have a bad relationship with a coworker, you have a bad relationship with any family member, you are hated in your community or whatever, you have the power. Just like that. You have to consciously become another version of yourself. And you have to be comfortable with that, because the way you are right now, you are destroying your own fate and destiny by kind of blindly going through life because somebody set traps, but you're helping them to activate and make these traps a success. Their traps wouldn't be successful without your participation. So if you slow yourself down and pay attention and make better decisions, your life changes just like that. Yeah, see? Responsibility. Make responsible decisions. Let's see what's coming behind that. Clearance. You see? Being responsible, it clear all that crap out. And they have no power over you. You got passion and autumn. So passion for a fall. So responsibility. Okay. So it speeds up. I'm getting speeding up. It speeds up the fall. The magic gets washed away, wiped. Because this is the fall card. In autumn, what happens? All the old leaves, they fall off the tree and make room for the new ones, aka rebirth. Your new chapter. So by you making responsible actions, it clear out the nonsense and it speeds up the fall of the awfulness. That's the awfulness. They have you trapped like that. So your life like the hamster on the wheel, you see? You're just running, but you ain't going nowhere. It clears that up. Somebody got you trapped and stuck. Yeah, got dedication to your stability. So you have to be conscious and active about it. Because this person is equally conscious and active about containing you. Containing you. So you have to be equally dedicated to your stability, because this person is dedicated to stunting your stability. And you do it by making good decisions. You have to slow down and pay attention to your life. Pay attention to who you have in your life. Pay attention to who don't deserve to be in your life. Pay attention to how you treat people. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Pay attention to the credit you be giving yourself or denying yourself. Sometimes you look at other people and you think their life is so better than yours because they're making good decisions. They say the grass is greener where you water it. And you tell people, yo, get the hell off my grass. Don't walk on my grass. Because if they walk on it, they're going to trample it and it's going to turn brown. And, you know, grass is greener where you care for it. If somebody else's life look better than yours, it's because of how they handle life. They make responsible decisions. It's that simple. But the thing is, people like to fit in with the crowd. So let's go get turned up. Yeah, let's go get turned up. Knowing you have to go work in the morning. Next morning, you can't get up or you're miserable at work because you didn't get much sleep. You're fucking drunk as a skunk. You're all dazed and shit. That's irresponsible living. If you take your work seriously and you want to perform your best and you value your customers, then you'll do right by them by going to bed early so you wake up bright and bushy-tailed. Okay? You're not miserable, so they could get the best version of you, not the annoyed version of you because you didn't get no sleep as if it's their fault. It's not their fault, it's your fault. You could go to the club with your friends, but take your ass home at 12, not at 3. And you have to be at work by 8. Take your ass home at 1. You see it? That's just an example. And if you know you have man problem, get rid of the man out your life. Because he's making you go to work all miserable and shit. So you're the source of my miserable vibes. Okay, I'm going to spend less time with you. Let's see how that work out. And if I'm happier without you, yeah, I'm going to extend that less time I'm spending with you. Because I can't go to work with my head all tied up with the stupid shit that you're bringing to my life. I don't like it. I need to be able to concentrate when I'm at work. And if you are the source of my lack of concentration, then you got to go. And if I take a little holiday from you and I find that it's nicer without you, yeah, we'll make it permanent. But the thing with that is, if you make a decision like that, you can't then be offended when you see him with some next chick. Just remember the headache that he was to you and you won't feel so bad. You should feel sorry for her rather than fucking be upset that he's chosen somebody else because he was just a nuisance to you. You don't have nothing to feel bad about. You should be throwing yourself a party and feel sorry for the next chick, even if they want to put up pictures on these social medias like they're happy. Just know that the shit he is who he is, and it's because he is who he is why you didn't want to be with him. So if he's a cheater, he gonna cheat on her. If he's a user, he gonna use her. If he's a liar, she's getting lied to. And you know when relationships just start, they're sweet. Just give it some time. Not that you're wishing them bad, but naturally, just give it some time. She gonna want to get rid of his ass too. You didn't lose anything by letting him go. If you know you have good reason for cutting him out or cutting anybody out of your life, just remind yourself why they had to go. It's for your own peace. That's how you protect your peace. You protect your stability. You protect your prosperity. Okay? And now that you know that you are directly being targeted by someone to keep you unstable, you have to now become consciously aware of what's going on in your life so that you can start to shift things and create a more stable environment. If you're making changes, give yourself like a month. Look at your life, maybe write a little paragraph of how your life is going now and the changes that you make, and see how your life is going in a month. Keep a small record just so that you know. Even take a picture of yourself now and then take a picture of yourself in like a month once you've made these changes, got rid of these people, you know, made some apologies if you had to make apologies, if you know that you dealt with somebody viciously when you should not have. um Probably tell some people off because you were nice to them and they didn't deserve your niceness. Finally tell them off and cut them the fuck out your life. Okay, these are all the things that, these are some of the things that you have to do to bring balance to your life. And like I said, take a record so you can see the difference that it makes to your environment and your personal self. Because you can tell when you're stressed, you can see it in your face, your body language and stuff like that. Your interests, they all change. But when you're feeling more at peace and whew, okay, it enhances your beauty naturally. You smile more, you talk more. Even if, fuck, if you can't find nobody to talk to in your environment, start your own YouTube channel. Shit, and just be real. Okay? So yeah, do a little, make some notes on the changes. Well, what's going on now, the changes that you made throughout the month. Like, get a little diary, and on the dates you just, jot little notes. And then 1 month after, analyze how you feel so you become your own doctor. You get a checkup in 1 month. So your first visit starts whenever you feel like, okay, it's time for me to start to make these changes. But just know that you're gonna have to cut some people out your life and some things out your life that you're probably very attached to, but you have to discipline yourself and say no, because remember the because. This is the reason why. Let that be your strength. The reason why. Okay? Mind over matter. You know why you're doing it. And if anybody asks you, you could tell them why. And at the very least, if you don't want to tell nobody your business, you and your God, you see and know why. It's very important for you to know why they got to go, or why this person should be in your life, why you need to change your job, why you need to spend less time at the job, why you need another job, you spend less time with fucking fake friends. If you got 2 jobs, you got a good excuse why you can't be together. Shit. Just make the adjustments. You know which parts of your life need adjusting. Start making more mature decisions in those areas of your life. And see, you're going to be more beautiful in a month's time if you actually do it. You won't look stressed anymore. You won't look dragged anymore. We got this 2000 card. 2000. 2000. And we got changed educational institution. So has this been going on since 2000? Interesting. 2000. Changed educational institution. So that's talking about your psyche again. Changing you psychologically. 2000. That was 25 years ago. 26 years ago. Yeah. This person probably had a spell on you since then. They've been manipulating the way you think and the way you interact with the world since then to make you into what they want you to be. People be having such cruel intentions. It's like yesterday when I was talking to the Aries male, and I was saying to them that these grandmas and aunties and uh, these mothers that have made their lives out of hustling men out of their money. That's how they survived all their life, right? So let's say they were into prostitution or being an escort or something. They were using their beauty and their body to sustain their financial needs. And then they get to a age and a stage in life where nobody is interested in their beauty because they're not beautiful anymore, and nobody's interested in their body and what they could do with their body because now their body is sick, their knees don't work the same, their hips don't work the same, and so it's a different experience. So what these elders would do is they would basically manipulate the new young bodies, the new young females. They will start to slowly change your mindset or groom your mindset to that same lifestyle as well, where you'd be bringing them money. So you help to sustain them by now doing what they have done traditionally, which is prostitution and being an escort, or having children with men for custody money, or making your finances in that way. So if they hadn't taught you, I'm not saying this is your story, but for the 2000 to come out, how old were you in 2000? What was happening in your life in 2000? Because somebody was in your life changing the way you think. That's why I say changed educational system. So somebody was in your life around that time. So 2000, 2001, 1999, 1998, 2006, because I don't have a 2006 card. So anything around them times, 2010. But some years ago, when you were younger, you've been in this way for quite some time because you were groomed to think this way and interact with life this way. They dictated to you the criteria that you should hold dear when you are making your life decisions. They taught you that. Had they not, you would have made different decisions about your future. You might have gone to school. You might have taken up a hobby or been more serious, invested more in some natural gifts that you have. But people be wanting quick money, big, quick money. And some of the easiest way to make big, quick money isn't by acknowledging your natural talents and taking the time to learn more and then establish a business off of it. It takes too long, which you should have been doing that anyway. And even in the midst of whatever else they trained you to do that is now working against you, okay, we should always acknowledge our natural gifts and talents. That's where your calling is, or one of your callings, your purpose in life. God gave you these natural tendencies because you're meant to use them. So you find yourself good at certain things out of nowhere. It's because God wants you to use it. God wants you to build upon it and use it to sustain yourself. In the meantime, you might have to get a side hustle, but you are destined to make a lot of money from whatever that natural gift is. So it would do you well to know what your natural talents are in life. And if you're not involved in furthering your abilities and your mind when it comes to that, you should. That would be a responsible life decision. Okay? Like this, what I'm doing, I naturally found it. I didn't know I could do it. But I saw it the first time and I was intrigued and I started trying it and I was like, oh, I like this. And here I am today. Okay? So, yeah. And I was good before, but when I gave it over to God and say that prayer about God coming in and talking or teaching, or that prayer that I say at the beginning of each one of these, is like, it just make me, it's like a superpower. You know when you're playing a video game and you got a booster? This like a booster. It keep out anybody that's trying to interfere. And God do come in and explain with so much clarity exactly what it's trying to say. I couldn't do this without God. At least not at the level that I do it. Okay? It's because of my prayer. It's because of inviting God. So find your natural gifts and work on them. Make sure that you always put work into that, because soon you'll be able to do that and not really have to worry about working for people and all them things. But saying all that to say, something happened years ago. Somebody took you off your trajectory, your natural life trajectory, your natural fate, your natural destiny, and gave you a different one. Destiny swap. And they gave you a different destiny by changing the way you think. And the way that they programmed you to think, it determined how you interacted with the world around you, the people, the jobs, yourself. It took over you. Okay? So it's time for you to claim yourself back, claim your future back. So yeah, let's see what their karma is for doing such a mean thing. And I don't even feel like this person did it like maliciously. But if you DNA manipulation. Oh, there's another one behind. Oh, over 150. DNA manipulation 150. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. It's a lie. Yeah, they messed with your mind. So the 150, look, change their mindset or belief. That's what was right next to this 150. So we got a full circle is 360, right? So it's like they overtook like 150 degrees of your mindset. So they changed a lot about you. Some of your habits and some of your choices, they're still yours, but out of 360 as a whole, 150, that's a lot. Okay, and I'm sure it's the most life-changing aspects of your being, like who you choose to date, what kind of man you choose to date. You date for money, not for love, type of energy. You know what I'm saying? The things that you're willing to do to get money rather than do something honest. You're willing to do some criminal behavior, some criminal like behavior to get money, shit like that. Those are major aspects of your life. So like how you dress, things like that, that may be still your own choices. Okay, maybe the car you choose to drive, shit like that. Some of your thoughts are your own, but some of them are infiltrated. Some of them is an infiltration by whoever it is that taught you to think these ways or groomed you, whether knowingly or unknowingly. You were groomed. They changed you from who you would have been to who they wanted you to be. And like I was saying, I don't feel that it was done maliciously. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like this is done maliciously. It's just a way of life. You're one of the unfortunate ones to live around or be attached to people who think this type of way, like because they only know of a criminal kind of lifestyle or prostitution or whatever to make big quick money. They're not going to teach you to go to college. It's going to be hard for you to find someone who is in a certain type of lifestyle, yet they're willing to give you an opportunity to create a better lifestyle than they created for themselves. It takes a person of real virtue, and most people don't give a fuck about virtue. Okay, they want that money. Okay, but it takes a real woman of virtue, self-respect, to know that she had to, for instance, let's use an example. She had to survive or help. She had to provide for her children by engaging in prostitution, but she didn't want her children. She do everything in her power to create an environment where her children don't have to engage in that lifestyle to survive. It takes a very noble, respectable, virtuous mother, grandmother, auntie, you know, to have grown up like that and decided, you know what, I'm gonna do everything to not make my people that I love have to go through this too. Most people aren't selfless like that. Most people, they'll be like, shit, I had to do it, you can do it too. And they wouldn't try at all to see a better way out or do make any moves to create a more respectable way forward or out of poverty. You understand? That's just life. And that's why it's important when we get to a certain age, we need to start to think for ourselves. When we get to a certain stage of life, especially where we are responsible for ourselves, we get to make the decisions that we want to make for ourselves, because you don't provide my shelter, I provide shelter for myself. I provide food for myself, so I don't have to listen to you. Because when you're a certain age and whatnot, you're subjected to these people's rules and fucking ways of life. Sometimes it's very hard. I'm not gonna say we don't have a choice, because some children, they choose to run away from households like that. Then they end up on the street. Some children run away from trying to be their people trying to force them to be a certain type of way that they don't want to be. So there is always a choice, but when they run away, chances are it's not impossible that they find us a good Samaritan, but chances are there's a whole bunch of snakes and rats and reptiles out there. Okay? And it's like, did I jump out of the frying pan and straight into the fire? In many cases, yeah. But it's like home is a slice of hell, and the street is also a slice of hell. So you see, prayer. That's the one piece of alchemy that is not taught, and it should be taught. Teach the young people how to pray. Help them to develop a relationship with God. Whatever God you know about or believe in, or whatever superpower you know about or believe in, you need to, from a very young age, train these children. If you're looking to create a good life, train your children to recognize God, acknowledge God, depend on God, befriend God. Because you will not always be there to save them, but God is always with them. We can't, but God can. And prayers don't have to be long. You don't have to clasp your hands and close your eyes or get on your knees to pray. Talk to God. Like I'm talking to you now. It works. Just acknowledge God. You'll be surprised. God is a miracle working God. You see me? You don't have to understand how God is going to do it. Do not measure God by our own little simple mind. We can't even begin to fathom the unlimitless power of God. Okay? We live in a magical kingdom. That's all I have to say about that. Anything is possible. God can do it. Right. So train them to know God, recognize God, talk to God, befriend God, and depend on God. You should too. for yourself. Then you won't have to fuck with nobody that's trying to bring you down from levels that you feel you deserve to be. If you hold yourself in high esteem and somebody's training you to do things that every time you do it, you feel like shit inside, it's because that life ain't for you. Had you been praying to God and talking to God and trusting in the process that God will take you out of the situation, then you would have been all right. But apparently you haven't been paying attention to God either, or you wouldn't find yourself in a mess like this. You would have been given the formula long time ago, and I wouldn't have to come here and tell you, because they tried it on me and I got the formula, but it's because I had God. That's why they haven't been able to be successful with all these magic tricks that they're trying on me. I just sidestep that shit, step over that shit, climb under that shit, walk around that shit, stomp on that shit, and go about my business nicely. Like, hooey. Fucking peasants. Fucking minuscule creatures. Bumbleclad microscopic germ. I don't even see you, bitch. I don't need to. I have a God for that. Okay, so their karma. Let us see. Whew. Nobody puts baby in the corner. The show must go on. I apologize for blowing my nose on screen, but those of you who are not new here, you know exactly why I have to blow my nose on the screen. I'm certainly not gonna be pushing pause to blow my nose on the screen. That's ridiculous. So you can say that I cheated. Reason why I do these these readings publicly or on live is because I want you to see that how we handle these cards. This is no joke. This is not for fake. This is not for entertainment purposes. This is the real deal, ma'am and ma'am. This is not for show. What you doing? What you doing? Let me drink some of this. I tell you what I got here. I'm drinking oat coffee. I made some coffee and I poured a little bit of oats in there, like couple spoons of oats, so that it makes it thicker. So that it keeps me full for longer instead of just drinking plain old coffee. I added some substance in there, yeah. I'm not a very big eater in the morning. Even if I'm hungry, I prefer to just have some fruits or maybe a cup of tea. But sometimes that's not enough. So then that's when I do things like this. Make some coffee and just throw a little bit of oats in there. So it's not too heavy, but it's not too light either. So my body is hungry, but my mind isn't. So then I have to find a way to bring harmony between the two. card again. Change educational institution. Yeah. Okay, so this is their karma. So we gotta change the educational. Is it possible that this person's karma is to change? Let us see. Let's check these two before we continue. Okay. Ah, Z. So, okay. So we got fake certificate in the reverse. The subject matter was change educational institution. So for changing the way you think, their karma is fake certificate in the reverse though. So if it's upright, then something is fake. But flipping it over, it's like realizing themselves. Yeah, because okay, we got digital ID, characteristic, realizing themselves, and of the meat suit. It's like, yeah, you make yourself look pretty and shit on the outside, but you know that that shit don't match up, and I want you to see the ugliness of yourself. So their karma is to see the ugliness of their self, is to know that they're fake. You're fake. You're fake, and that's what's real. Seeing yourself, seeing your ID, seeing your characteristics, coming to terms with who they are. It don't matter how cute they make themselves look. It don't matter how nice they pretend to be to other people and all these things. Behind the scene, you're doing some real fucked up shit, and you know you are. So it's like wrestling with their conscience. And we got 500. So what's this about? So sometimes it comes through as years, sometimes it comes through as a measurement of love. In one of the readings, these numbers, they came through as a measurement of love. Come through as time in another reading. So what's this 500 about? Okay, God will reveal it in a moment. Let's look at the underlying issue. So yeah, so for living grand, that's what they were doing it for. Criminal behavior, just so that they can live grand. They used you. So this could be a situation where your grandmother, your mother, like the feminines around you, they trained you how to be a professional prostitute, a professional escort, a professional hustler, have children with men for money, just fake pregnancies and ask for money for termination and shit like that. So we got Chinese and faulty. So the Chinese energy was clarified by like a broken heart. So you were trained, they were living grand off of breaking other people's hearts. And that's faulty behavior. See, faulty behavior. Does their energy seem familiar? So that's what they used to do, and that's what they trained you to do. That's what they used to do, and that's what they trained you to do. That became your psychological DNA. Repeating the mistakes of your elders for cash. Because y'all are cashless, they taught you how to be a criminal. So we got the Filipino card, which usually comes out as flip. Unless it's talking about an actual Filipino, it usually come out as a flip card. They flip the female, you, Capricorn female. So you have not been yourself. You've been in disguise you've been in disguise even to yourself. Fluent in multiple languages. So it's like a part of you knew better than to be like that, but you were psychologically programmed to be like that. That's your autopilot. Your autopilot is to be like that. So your strength to be the real you, the respectable you, the virtuous you, it wasn't strong enough because you're doing what you see everybody else around you doing. We got learned life lessons. Yeah. So you see the shit ain't working for you. And they're about to also see the error of their ways. So this is like your deliverance. Yeah. Listen to your intuition, it knows. Make those positive, responsible life choices. Your intuition will tell you. And that's another thing. Our intuition always talk to us sometime in our dreams. Sometime like when we're about to do something or we're thinking something, we feel something that say, you know what, we shouldn't. Or we know we're around somebody that's like, I don't even know why I'm around you. And we don't listen to it because we're doing what we are comfortable with. Sometimes we get comfortable even in our discomfort. Because it's just what we're used to. It's like, I don't even know that life could be better than this. I thought I was living my best life. I thought I was living my best life. I thought I was living my best life. I thought everybody just hurt everybody. Everybody use everybody. No, my darling. Nope. Everybody don't use everybody. There's a price to pay. Okay? Everybody don't use everybody. Some people make good life choices. And they call people like that what? Boring. Goody two shoes. You think you're just so perfect, bitch. I am. Hello. I consciously make these great life decisions. I may not be 100% perfect, but I'm more perfect than you because I pay attention to my life and I make decisions accordingly. So that I can create the kind of future that I feel I deserve, in spite of the challenges that may surround me. I don't care who want to hate me, who want to leave me, who want to talk bad about me, who want to throw magic at me. I say, go suck your mama. And I carry on about my business, making my great life decisions, feeling grand in myself, because I am the greatest thing that ever happened to me, beside my God. Yeah, beside my God. I am the greatest thing to ever happen to me. And nobody can take that away from me. If you don't like me, go suck your murmur. Okay? So we got simpler life. We'll learn life lessons. So that's them now. So you've already learned yours and you're listening to your intuition. They're about to learn. Simpler life. They're like, you know what? I could have made some better choices. Because, okay, let's talk about getting involved in these prostitution professions. And some people were made to be prostitutes because they're fucking great at it. You know you're made to be one when things work out for you in that life. If things don't work out for you in that life or in any career choice, that shit ain't for you. You know when you're not supposed to be doing this shit. Okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you need a little helping hand. You need a little push to get along in life. Now, you want to be a drug dealer, you want to be a prostitute, you want to be an escort, you want to be a hustler, you want to be a thief or whatever it is. You do these things to make quick, big money. Now, as I always say, you're not supposed to get comfortable in that life. It is too risky. If you indulge in these criminal behaviors and you succeeded once, maybe twice, if you're very fortunate 3 times, why would you want to go back? You should have been using that money not to buy yourself bags and cars and jewelry and fucking makeup and wigs and all that stupid shit. You should be trying to use these ill-gotten gains to pay for some kind of legitimate business. That's how you do it. You clean up the money. You clean up your karma. I'm not doing that shit no more. I just needed a quick little push. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay for it, but it won't be a massive thing like if you get involved for years. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like if you make a little bit of money off of doing a not so good thing, yeah, you're gonna have to pay the karma, but use that money wisely. It's not for you to go and dress all flashy and shit. You need to invest that money in something that's going to bring you returns. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Do that. So use the money. Yeah, you have rent to pay. But think, yeah, I have this much money. What can I do with this much money to make this money grow this money? That I don't have to keep doing what I do. Don't get comfortable in that lifestyle. Even if you have to do it again several times, don't be comfortable in that lifestyle. Do not make your bed there as if this is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life. This is how I make my living. Don't do that, because you know it is criminal. Criminal go with jail, whether physical jail or mental jail. A jail of your own conscience. You can't live with yourself. A jail where in the public sphere of opinion, people look at you as trash. You don't want that type of energy attached to you. So if you do a little bad thing and you get away with it a couple times, make sure that you're using that money in a way that's going to help you to grow that money. Okay? Or else you're going to need to do some more bad shit to make more money to sustain your life. Try and convert those ill-gotten gains into investment opportunities that are going to help you to live a cleaner life, a life of integrity, a life that you can be proud of, that people will see you and hate you and call you a goody two shoes. Okay? Create a life like that. Let them call you that. At least you don't have to, you don't have no debts. You don't have no karmic debts. They call you a goody two shoes. You can't say that. Some people could say that you stole from them, but most of y'all can't say I stole from you. Most of y'all can't say that shit about me. Most of y'all can't say that I used you. You call me whatever the fuck you want. Okay? And to clean up your karma, maybe sometime you do this bad shit, go invest in the, matter of fact, do your own charity. I don't suggest you give your money to any charity because these motherfuckers, they're crooks too. So if you get some ill-gotten gains, try help your karma along by doing something positive with at least some of that money. You understand what I'm saying? So the universe will see at least you're trying. You know, you're a little bit shaky, but I can see you have good intentions. So God will even be more helpful to you on your path to help you clean all that shit up, where you don't have to do that anymore. And then it'll become just a story, just a memory, you know, material for a great movie or a great song or a great story. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get comfortable in a life of criminality. That don't make no sense. Okay? Because now you're just asking for it. You up shit's creek without a paddle. Yeah. So don't do that. Yeah, you will learn life lessons from the psychological programming. Yeah. Our past make us who we choose to become. But we have a choice as to the version of ourselves that we choose to become in spite of whatever kind of past we experienced. Just because somebody was a monster to us, it doesn't have to make us into a monster as well. And then we create monsters after our own monstrous heart because we don't want them to get hurt as well. Nah, let it let it die. You don't have to be like the people that you hate. You don't have to become like them. Don't become like them because you're only gonna hate yourself. And see, now that these people are waking up, they're waking up to a life where they hate themselves. They're not happy with who they have become. And I still don't know what the hell the 500 is about. Let's see. I'm curious. So, my lips are dry. We're gonna find out what this 500 about, and then we're gonna end this one. So where do we find clarification for this one? You got a fake license at the bottom of the deck. It's like you didn't have no authority to do that. Like I said, you don't have to become what you hate. Just because somebody's mean to you, it don't mean that it give you the right or reason to be mean to others. You're just as bad as whoever was mean to you, you know? Let it die with you. It's coming in like that. I want to say a time frame, but let's see. So we got a whole bunch of cards. So first we got digital ID, clarifying 500, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So this was in the reverse. Let's check it before we continue. Okay, so these are meant to be in the reverse. And this one. Okay. So we got digital ID. We got world domination scheme. Police in the reverse and look-alike in the reverse. So world domination, well, domination scheme is not world domination here because it's a personal thing. It's not a worldwide thing. So it's like domination scheme. So their ID was doing these schemes, these domination schemes for money. We got police in the reverse and look like in the reverse. Then we got runaway and vaccine. So it's a time frame. Did I show you that card? So we got world, well, domination scheme in the reverse, police in the reverse, and look-alike in the reverse. So it's like there's kind of no contest. There's no need for policing. You know who you are. You know who you are. So it's just a matter of time. So these people haven't quite come to the realization of their wrongdoing. It could be 500 days. It could be 500 hours. But I'm getting a time frame from this. Okay. It's not no look-alike, nothing. It is what it is. And it's time for a vaccine. So, time to stay away from or protect yourself from being that way. Okay? Yeah. We got run away from that lifestyle, and that'll bring you protection. That's talking to you, those who are getting this karma. If they run away from that lifestyle, it'll bring them protection. So the moment that they stop behaving like that is the moment that their healing begins. It's like karma kind of will let up off of them. Okay, so their karma decreases. So we got DNA, cashless society. It's in their DNA to be cashless because they're not making good decisions. Okay, the way that they are programmed, or the way that they've allowed themselves to be programmed, it's made them cashless. So these are people probably with gifts and skills uh and talents that they never pay attention to. They just take it as a hobby. They take it as something that I'm just good at, you know. But if people call you on a regular to do anything that you do, it's more than a hobby. It's a paycheck. Okay? Make it into a paycheck. You know, when the Bible talks the story about giving them talents, and some of them used their talents and they multiplied it, and some of them buried these talents, thinking when the master come and ask for it, I have it here. So they did nothing with their talent. It's like the people who multiplied their talent, aka use your talent for bartering. Okay, you exchange goods and services, or exchange your goods or services for cash. Okay, you're supposed to use these gifts or talents, these abilities, to help to sustain your life. And the more you do it, the better you come at it, the more you could charge for it. So the sooner that you get started on using your God-given gifts and talents, or first acknowledging what they are, because a lot of us don't even know what our gifts are. We're looking at other people's gifts, other people's excellence, and thinking, oh my God, I'm so jealous. But look at yourself for a moment. You are good at something, and chances are you're good at more than one thing. Pay attention to yourself. See what you're good at, and that's where you start. I'm talking to whoever's getting karma, and I'm talking to you, Capricorn female. That's where your millions is at. That's where your billions or your trillions or whatever you're meant to have in this life is at. Okay, because some hairdressers, for example, charge fucking 95 for a weave. Some of them charge 425. Which bracket are you? It depends on how much effort you put into perfecting your craft, your persona, how you carry yourself, what your environment look like. Your fucking price go up. Okay? Some barbers get paid 10 whatever for a haircut. Some barbers get paid 1,000 for the same haircut. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Life is what you make it. Some people, they clean bathrooms for a living. Some people, they eventually own their own cleaning company. Do you understand? So whatever you do, as simple as you might think it is, it's all about your perspective and where you choose to push it to. Do you understand? So God didn't make no mistake. You have. Pay attention to what's great about you. Don't look so much at, admire other people, and then turn back the attention to yourself. Be like, what the fuck am I great at? What do people call you and ask you to help them with? What do people depend on you for? What do you naturally find yourself being interested in offering to those around you without even thinking about it, without asking for pay? That is one of them. Or that is two of them, or three of them, or four of them. Some people got more than one. Do you understand? Those are the things that are going to bring you great success. Start building on those. It don't matter if you're 90. If death wants you, let death come and find you trying to make your life better. Your health, move around. If you've been in your bed for too long, fucking exercise like this. Get your body strong again. Go live. Turn the clock back. Or at least let death come and find you trying, if death is meant to come. Because some people, they live until they're 120. How do you know when your time is up? Why you gonna live your life waiting for your end? That don't make no sense. Why are you here? You might as well do something with yourself while you're here. Dreams that you thought you would have never accomplished, even though you're bumbleclad 90, go do it. Go to college. It give you a reason for living. Analyze your life, what it's like today, and you're going to see your strength increase tomorrow if you push yourself. They got online courses. Go do it. Go do it. Stop waiting for death to come. Death need to get a go-ahead from God. Death just can't come of its own. God command death. So you set up an alliance with God. Be like, you know what? I did waste quite a lot of my life. And right now, I think I'm going to try something. Get to it. Because me, I don't plan on ever dying. They say, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth him should never perish but have everlasting life. I'm already alive and I want my everlasting life for believing in the Most High God. You see God, when you see the Son, you see the Father. So I believe in God. I want my forever, please, and thank you. Fucker dying, what is that? Fucker getting old, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep living. I'm going to be one of the sexiest 200-year-olds that you've ever seen. But then again, there are other people that are 200 years old around here, but they be hiding it. Yeah? They tell us that they are whatever age they look like. But believe that there are people around here thousands of years old walking amongst us. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Death isn't natural. Getting old is not natural. Getting old comes from being lazy and being miserable for a long time. Our face start. The moment you stop smiling is the time your face starts sagging. The moment you stop talking is the time that all your muscles start to shrivel and the wrinkles start to come in. Be animated. That's how you keep your youth. Try it. Take a picture of yourself today and try it. Then take a picture of yourself 1 month after and you see. Move your body if you want to keep it looking young and keep it active. You have to move. The body was made to move. Don't overdo it. But, you know, it's like somebody getting an accident and they have to teach themselves to walk all over again. You start slow. You're going to get there. So if you've been stagnant for a long time, because what we do when we get to a certain age is we just stop moving around. We spend most of our time sitting down, sitting around. The muscles get weaker and weaker and weaker the longer that we do that for. So then you have to treat your body like you're going to physiotherapy. You had an accident. Your accident was your laziness. You did that. You had an accident with your chair. You had an accident with your bed. So to undo that, you have to treat yourself like you're in physio. Go slowly and build back up your strength. Reclaim your life. Stop believing these stupid teachings that Babylon taught us about dying when we're 80 and all this nonsense. That's foolishness. God didn't give us life to take it away. God didn't give us life for us to live the way that these stupid people put it to us either. Okay? Set up your agreements with God. Let God show you what is possible and what is not. Amaze the people around you. You don't have to stick to the traditional beliefs of what somebody at 80 and 90 can do. You decide what you want to do. Fuck them and what they think. You spend many years of your life living how the world said you should live, being what you allowed yourself to be turned into. Now it's your turn to do what you feel. And you don't have to pay for everything. Whatever you're interested in, you can Google that shit, learn more about it. If you got little spare cash, spend some money and invest in whatever it is and interact with it. You basically missed your calling. Now you're reclaiming it. Be the person that God created you to be. Be like, when I was younger, I wanted to become a bus driver. You were probably destined to have your own bus charter company. You let it go. Now you can reclaim it or start to. Whatever happened, happened. Shit, what else you got to do with yourself? Nothing. So you might as well do something that you want to do with yourself. Freedom. Who cares what they think? You shouldn't care what they think. Because when you were making these bad choices, none of them were coming to your rescue. Now you want to make good choices. Now everybody got a whole bunch of stupid shit to say. Fuck them. You and your God's opinion, that's the only ones that should matter. You're changing your life, period. That's it. Fuck that. I don't care what you think. That's how you need to approach life. Forget all that. Live a life that you are happy and proud of. Stop thinking about what other people gonna think about you. It's doing more damage to you than good. Okay, my lovelies. So, I'm gonna stop that one right here. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'm gonna go blow my nose some more, but I'm gonna save you this time. I'm not gonna blow it on camera. I'm gonna blow it off camera. Anywho, you guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, reclaim your life. Reclaim your life. It's your gift from God. Reclaim it. Stop giving it away to the government and to bad boyfriends and bad husbands and wayward children and wayward parents and whoever else, stupid bosses and shit like that. Reclaim your independence. Reclaim your control over your destiny as much as you can. Start it and God will help you with the rest. Yeah? Do your best and God will help you with the rest. There you go. You have to take the first step. Show God what you're into. Right? Thank you all so much again. Until next time. Bye-bye.